All right, let's go. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Hold on a second. I got to save a bug over here. All right, hopefully he flipped up the right way. All right, let's go. How's everybody doing? Jason, Metal, how are we doing this morning? Sam Miskevich is day to day, so we're good to go. And who would have thought? Who would have thought that the key to solidifying the top six this year, in a year where, what do I always say, right? I said eventually we're going to need good, young, cheap talent to come in and fill those spots. How many times I say that? When I was bitching about Owen Tippett. So let's just get his name right out of the box. Let's just get his name right out of the way. So Mackey's day to day, so we're good to go there. And sounds like Maurice is completely full steam ahead. That's where we're going to be. That's where those guys will be during the playoffs. Looks good. Keymaster. Yeah, Chucky's alive, JC. Good morning. Chucky is Mr. Tippy. Just the tip, right? Hey, but that's what he did. I mean, that's a big part of what he did when he first got here, right? Was, do a little bit of work in front of the net, let somebody else, shoot the puck towards you is a beautiful thing. I mean, that whole play last night, Barkov to, what was it? It was Barkov. It was Chucky to Barkov back over to Ekblad. Good play. Chucky, no. JC. Jason says, happy for the 2 points, and I'm not liking the standings. Also, Leafs have 2 games in hand, yet we still played them 3 more times. Yeah, I was looking at that. Let's look at that. Now, there would not be, I made a post about this. There will not be a members podcast today because I have something going on that's important. I'll leave it at that. But I will have an extra podcast out tomorrow to make up for the lack of podcast today. I should be on the standings here. Let's see. There we go. I get what you're saying. And we got 7 points. We got 7 points ahead, everybody. But I get what you're saying. Games in hand wise. JC says we need 5 points minimum from our 3 Leaf matchups. That sounds about right. I mean, look, the Bruins are right there at 60 points as well, even though they lost. Lightning beat the Senators both times. Right? That tells you Tampa Bay is not exactly they're not toast either. They're not toast either. So, and over in the Metro, I mean, the Jackets are still hanging. The Jackets are still hanging their jackets. It's going to be a death match right down to the end this way, but we do have some say in it. We do play the Leafs multiple times, like you said. The month of March, it's interesting because if you look at the month of March schedule for the Panthers, I think that it might actually help us in terms of let me put this in because I want to go over this. In terms of getting rested and ready for the playoffs. Let's see. Can I get is this the month? Yeah. In terms of being rested and ready for the playoffs, what we have in March is beautiful because we play the 1st and the 3rd, and we got 2 days off. We play the 6th and the 8th, got 2 days off. Where every other day we've got we've got a back-to-back on the weekend, the 15, 16, and then we got 3 days off. And then we've got 3 games in 4 days with another back-to-back. Then we've got 4 days off. So we were making a big deal out about finally getting 2 days off. The end of March, we've got a stretch with 3 days off and a stretch with 4 days off. So that's really going to help us, I think, get ready to gear up for April. Now, April is, we play the 1st, 2nd. We got the 2 days off, and then it's just playoffs, basically, because we play Ottawa on the 5th, Detroit on the 6th. Oh, boy. We play Ottawa on the 5th, Detroit on the 6th, and then we're every other day, Toronto, Detroit, Buffalo, and then we finish up with the Rangers in Tampa Bay, back-to-back, home against the Rangers and away at Tampa. So 4 of the last 5 are at home. If we win our matchups the way we need to win them, if we could hit those last 2 games, that back-to-back, if we could hit that pretty, with first place set, we can rest some people, right? You can rest some guys and get geared up, because only a few days after that, playoffs are going to start. Kenneth says Stolarz is so good last night. Thanks again. hey Kenneth. We're good. That's okay, man. That's all right. That's what we do. That is our gift to the league, right? I guess we figure that if we supply the more teams that we supply good goaltending to, the less teams that will hate us. We won't be as hated as the Chiefs, because there'll be too many teams to say, well, we got some good players from the Panthers. We're very charitable, We are blessed with the best GM in the league, and if other teams can benefit from that while we're still winning the cup, we're good. Everybody's happy. Cade says Shades of 23 Eastern Conference 4 game last night. Saw the recap. It was awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, OEL, right? Not a Leafs fan, but happy to know my boy, the former Coyote Panther, is thriving in Toronto. He's doing well. Everybody. I don't think there's anybody that we got rid of that's not doing well. Look, even Lomberg might be in the playoffs with Calgary, right? I guess but Gudas, I guess Gudas could be a guy that, right? But he was gone the year before. So not saying he's doing poorly, but obviously I'm sure Gudas would love to be back, right? I'm sure he would love to be back. Now, if we got Radko Gudas back, do we go Mikula Gudas, or we keep it Mikula Kudakov and you put Gudas on the bottom pair? Hey, Marlboro, man. Yeah, Kenneth, Devon Levi, yeah. Craig says Montour in Seattle, man. Yeah. They should have never left. They should have just been willing to take $1 million and stay. Well, it's not my money. It's not my money. That's easy to say for me, right? I'll play for $1 million. But last night was so good, man. Just not that Seattle, St. Louis. Obviously, they're not the best team in the league, but it's still a road game, middle of the winter, when the game's kind of hard to get up for. You lose Samoskevich basically start of the second period. And hey, did everybody enjoy the few shifts that Nosek got on the second line last night as much as I did? He's okay. I'm just picking on him because there's nobody really else to pick on the team. We got to pick on somebody, and he's the new guy. So he gets picked. Colin, yeah, Knight did the thing in the third period. Huh? I mean, Knight, I wanted to talk about that. Thank you, Colin, for bringing that up. Yeah, we'd love to have Gudas back. I know. It's a beautiful thing if we did, but I don't think it's going to happen. But Spencer Knight, I wanted to bring this up because the last game he allowed 3, and I was like, oh no, he allowed 3 goals. So his last 5 starts, he's allowed a total of 10 goals. His last 5 starts, he's allowed a total of 10 goals. And not so shabby, right? It's not so bad. He's holding things down. I'm sure that's nowhere near as good as Bubba's stats, right? And if you go further back, he did Knight started off a little bit shaky. But since his start on December 28th against Montreal, He's allowed 2-1, shutout, but that wasn't a shutout. That was he came in late. So he's allowed 2-1, shutout, 2-3-3, 2 goals. Can't complain about it at all. Hi, Ted. Yeah, I found one of the box lots that I bought at one of the auctions that I go to. I was going through it, and there was just like 4 or 5 pairs of these. They're all the same. They're all the same. You know, they're just readers. But I already broke one a couple of weeks ago because I take them off and on so far. I don't know where they came from. In other words, like I don't know where to buy them because like usually I'll just get myself at the dollar store. But these are thicker and nice, so I'm trying to take care of them because I got about 4 pairs left. Maybe that'll last me a couple of years. Kenneth says at least Chucky scored first time in 6 periods. Panthers scored scored first in a period. Is that right? And they had a stat last night on the game, and I believe if we did the math, I think it was just about half of our games this year, the other team has scored first. It's been a thing for sure. All I know is I think every first period, I mean most first periods, I'm lifting. In the first 10 minutes, I'm lifting. Every night, it's the same thing. I don't want to lift, and there I go. I got to get up and lift. Meadow says, seems like when Knight is in net, we really struggled to score. How many times has he allowed 2 goals or less, and we lost? Yeah, that's the other part to that, right? Is let's look at that. Let's look at that. How many times has he allowed 2 goals or fewer, and he's lost a game? 1, 2, 3 times. 3 of his losses are when he's allowed 2 or fewer goals. And he's also got 1, 2, 3 losses when he's only allowed 3 goals. You're not wrong there for sure. Chucky's on a 5-game goal streak. That sounds about right. We've been ringing the bell. We've been ringing it. I didn't realize last night until this morning that I guess Chucky tipped in that second one yesterday. He's warming up for the 4 Nations. Hey, Chopper. He's warming up for the 4 Nations. You know, if any of you listened to the podcast yesterday for the members, I talked about, or was it 2 days ago? Chucky did an interview about the 4 Nations, and according to him, actually, according to Barkov, remember I asked the question, I said, did we think that guys on the same NHL team would go after each other because they're on different 4 Nations teams? And they asked that question to Barkov, who would be the one guy that would hit his own teammates? And Barkov said it would be Chucky. I don't expect him to lay off anything. I've seen him up close for too long now. So I wonder if that means Chucky will hit people in practice too, right? Chopper says, according to Elliot Freeman, the Blackhawks might be looking to shop Ryan Donato and Connor Murphy. Yep. Sordiff in the third. I know Murphy's not fantastic, but you're going to get a better deal going with one team. They have to retain. We have enough salary to get both if they retain 50%. And that would be 1 depth forward and 1 depth defenseman. And we have enough cap space if they took 50%. And Donato would be a nice depth piece wherever we're going to put him. And I know Murphy's not the best, but he certainly would solidify the bottom pair. He certainly would be an upgrade over either Schmidt or Balinskis, at least on the bottom pair. I kind of think the more I see it, I think we might run Mikhail Kulikov in the playoffs. I'm a little bit concerned about that because Kulikov is 34. Can he take that pounding night after night? but he's just so solid, man. He just, like I said in the recap last night, whenever there's a big play to be made in the back, behind the net or stopping a goal or something, it's always Kulikov in that right spot. So we might leave him with Mikkola. They got good chemistry. Kulikov's faster than Ekblad, so I certainly wouldn't want to overpay for somebody to replace Kulikov because, you see the benefit now, like keeping Sam Miskevich, right? You see the benefit now of letting some of these draft picks just develop and let them come in. Now we don't need to make a trade for a guy to hit the top 6 in the playoffs. That's a huge luxury. Of course, in 2 years, we're going to have so much money, we're not going to know what to do with ourselves. When the cap's going to go up, Bob's contract is going to go, top 6 will already be locked up. Lundell will already be locked up. Forsling already locked up. We're gonna have a freaking the Stanley Cup window is seriously going to be longer because of these contracts that Zito's, the amount that when you look at it in the context of how the cap's going to go up, and you look at Verhaeghe's deal and Reinhardt's deal, for crying out loud, they're talking about is McDavid worth $20 million. And my answer is Barkov and Reinhardt together aren't even being paid $20 million. Hey, Chris, how you doing, bud? Drew says, I woke up to my huge 30-foot by 40-foot sunshade falling on top of my car and it ain't getting, oh, geez. That sucks, Nick. So Mel says, if we got Murphy, would I bench Schmidt or Berlinskis? Schmidt. If you get Murphy, you got to bench Schmidt. You need somebody that can skate a little bit better on that bottom pair. You can't have Schmidt and Murphy. I think that would be too, I don't think that's a good idea. Rosado, yeah, I saw that. I meant to text her. I texted her congratulations when she won. I don't want to overdo it. Hey, good job, Nick. Good to hear it. Glad to hear it, man. Chris says Sam Bennett's been an animal lately. Yeah. Yep. No doubt. I'm not going to say that it coincided with Maurice committing to leave Sam Miskevich on that line, but it did coincide with that. Hey, John. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, John. Was there something else that I missed? Oh, yeah. Thank you, John. I didn't see the first. I'm sorry, brother. I must have scrolled down. I must have jumped past me. Thank you, brother. Thank you, bud. It says cold winters are back. Are you cold? Did you guys get cold? We're nice and bump. I got the windows open. It's 45 degrees. I got the windows open. It's 45 degrees. And it feels good, too. I got to air out the house. I can't stand having it closed up like that. I mean, we will close it up at some point because it's probably going to be in the 20s tonight. But it's 45 and breezy. I got the window open. The whole house is open. Drew says, we looked so good last night. My DVR. Samo's day-to-day. Samo's okay. Drew says it's 80. Yeah. That's July here. Who will you pay more for, Frank? Let's see what Frank's got. Brant Clark, we got to make a pitch for that kid. I'll pay 2 firsts. I don't even think we have 2 firsts. Zordiff, a 25 fourth and a 25 fifth. Yeah, we don't have it, Frank. We can't give up any more first round picks. I mean, if it's somebody that's going to be, where is he going to play if he gets re-signed? Who are we looking at? Let's look at this. So this is Frank's man crush today is Brant Clark. So let's see what we got here. Huh? Let's humor Frank here. His name, oh, okay, so he's a defenseman. He's 21. You want to pay 2 firsts for a 21-year-old? Frank, are you smoking again? No, I don't want to become a Kings VIP. I just want to look at this. He was 8th overall, first round pick. You know who else was 8th overall was Adam Boquist. I'm just saying. Now, why would the Kings want to give up on him? He's an RFA. He would have to be an RFA anyway, right? He's 21. He's got to be on his initial entry level deal. Yeah, that ain't never happening, Frank. That ain't never happening. Maurice likes Sam Miskevich. That kid ain't going nowhere. Bennett likes him. Maurice likes him. And Maurice don't like many people. Sambo is as good as signed long term as it can get. Frank is trade 2.0. Yeah, Kenneth says Sambo and Crosby both injured, so who's trading now? He'd probably trade Bob. If I had to guess, he would trade Bob. Right, Trey? Drew said that I see where we're working with Anton Lundell's little brother. He's probably going to be in development camp soon. Nice. That's a good idea. Chopper says Sordiff and Giles for Clark. Why would the Kings move him? Is there some reason why? Is there some reason why they would move him at all? He's got to be an RFA, right? He's got to be an RFA. He signed to a 3-year. Yeah, he's on a minimum wage deal, and it expires at the end of next season. Is that right? I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing Sports Track has him sign a completely different contract. I've got 3 different. Oh, that was his first contract. That's weird. So he signed a 3-year contract back in 21. And then this is so weird. He actually took a pay cut. This can't be right. The way that this is, let me look at Puckpedia. It says Brant Clark is signed to a 3-year, $2.5 million contract with a cap hit of $863. It expires at the end of 25-26. Is he still going to be an RFA or what? Yeah, he's still going to be an RFA. He's still going to be an RFA, Frank. So he ain't going anywhere. An RFA for you'd have to sign him. You'd have to make him an offer sheet. You'd have to do an offer sheet for him, and that wouldn't even be this year. It'd have to be next year. Guy says maybe you sign with multiple teams, multiple contracts, you get paid more. Drew says, who's the top 5 guys we should and could acquire at the deadline? Well, Donato is a name that's out there. I think that'd be a good move. Give us some 4C depth. And if you could steal Connor Murphy from him. Now, I think Rosado still wants Achari. Frank. No, but that's my point, Frank, is if he's that good, why would the Kings want to get rid of him? Why would the Kings want to get rid of him? So, Chopper, you think Jones is better than Murphy? Or, no, Craig thinks Jones is better than Murphy. Sure, Rosado, let's talk about Noel Achari. What the hell? Is that a bug fly on my neck? Rosado says, give me the face-offs guy. I hear you. What's Donato's face-off percentage? What's Donato's face-off percentage? No, come on. Here we go. Let's see. Boy, these pages load so fast. His face-off percentage is 45 is not good. It's not good. That's a good point, Rosado. Chopper says Donato would be for us what Tarasenko was. He's listed as a center, but is he taking all the draws? Is he playing center? Like for the longest time, Reinhardt was listed as a center, but he's taken, he's a winger. The thing about Donato, and this is one thing that gives you a little bit of pause. A lot of teams have had a look at this guy. Boston for 2 years, Minnesota for 2 years, San Jose for a year, Seattle for 2 years, and Chicago for 2 years. Now, why have all those teams passed on him? That's an interesting thought. That's a lot of teams that have passed on him, including San Jose. San Jose was so less than impressed, they just did it. Kenneth says Donato is only at 45% because he's taking all the draws in defensive zones. So, okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. We shall see. Bruins want to get Besser. Chavez says, I think we need scoring, not winning faceoffs. Yeah, San Jose's done. Yeah. I hear what you're saying about the scoring and the faceoffs, but winning the faceoffs leads to possession, which leads to scoring. True. They traded Nietzsche. They traded Nietzsche in the they traded Nietzsche in the Rantanen deal. He gone. He's in Colorado now. Yeah, he gone. Chopper says, can we take a look at Jake Evans faceoffs? Yeah, let's take a look at Jake Evans here. Jake Evans. Let's see. He's a little bit older. Let's see here. 51. Now, I don't know how many draws he's taking. That's okay, true. But yeah, Ryan's faceoff percentage is significantly better. But he's also older, and that tends to happen as the guys get older. That's their faceoff percentages get better. Would Montreal want to move him within the division to help us out? I don't know. That's my only concern. He's getting 15 minutes a night. What's he on their third line? His shot percentage has been all over the place. He's having a bit of a career year right now. He's got 11 goals. His shot percentage this year is 21. Last year was 8. The year before that, his shot percentage was 3.6. Ah, dang. In 22-23, he played 54 games, and his shot percentage was 3.6. God, that's ugly. Chopper, I'd rather have Donato because I'd rather not give Montreal a young prospect. But then Ryan's got a better face-off percentage. It's a tough call. It's a tough one. Would Montreal deal with us? Right? Nirmax says the team can't keep giving up assets for rentals. They must have term. I absolutely agree with that. Or have it be somebody that you know you're going to sign, right? And that's the other thing about Donato and Ryan is that nice players where, right? You sign Bennett, you sign Mackey, the top 6 is done. and that leaves Lundell, Lusterine, and Rodriguez as the third line. They're all signed. So you can bring in a guy like Donato. Are you going to, or Ryan? Are you going to sign them to permanently be the 4C, play on the fourth line? That's the thing, is that there's not a lot of room. Chopper says 5 forwards we should look at: Jake Evans, Anthony Beauvillier, Ryan Donato, Fabian Zetterlund, and Oliver Borgstrom. Let's just get them all. Borgstrom will cook on this team. Time we got? Okay, good. I got to watch my time today. I got interesting things going on this afternoon. It's good stuff. Good things are happening, people. Good things are happening. So, yeah, Kenneth says you had to pay a ton for Zettel, and you may need to cross him off. I just don't know how much they're going to be wanting to pay for a forward. We only need fourth line guys. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Are there any Okpozos out there? Are there any Okpozos? I don't even think Guzda's playing, Chopper. We've looked at that. He's hurt. I don't even think Guzda's playing. Matt Guzda. Oh, come on. Give me not Matt Gusta. Mac Guzda. All right. Yeah, I mean, there's not even updates. Like the last update is 4 months ago, where Guzda was returning to the Checkers after having an injury that was described as a back hip injury. So I don't even think he's playing right now. Chopper says Okposo retired. No, but who? Well, Okposo was out there. How much slower can he get, right? How much slower can he get? Drew says Mo has the first, second, and third lines perfect. Please don't change it. I don't think they're going to change. I don't think that any changes are coming to the top 9. It's not necessary. Rosado's got Achari, Murphy, Engvall, Novak, Beauvillier, all 3 fourth line guys. Chopper likes Novak. Let me look at Tommy Novak, okay? I'll check that out too, Jameson. Let's see. Jake Chicken. Who am I looking at? Tommy Novak. Okay. Come on, Google, give it to me. All right. 27. Big dude. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Nashville. Yeah, so you're saying a fourth line guy. You're not getting any face-offs out of him, so he's just a winger, 42% in the face-off circle. He stays out of the box. I'll give him that. For a fourth line guy, last year he played 71 games. He only had 12 penalty minutes. No, excuse me, 8. He had 12 power play points. You sure he's a fourth liner? Craig says, yeah, find the oldest guy without a cup. Yeah, exactly. I'll skate. I can skate. Coach. I'm so small, they won't even be able to find me on the ice. I sneak around. They won't even know I'm there. They can't hurt me. Although, tell that to Stu Barnes, right? Kenneth says the only guy he made probably from the Sharks is Toffoli. The young core is solid. Yeah. Nick says, I'll play. Trade for Brent Burns. Oh, my God. Ryan Suter. No. Yeah, so who's this guy we're looking at? Novak. He had 18 goals last year. I mean, 18 goals, 27 assists, only 8 penalty minutes all year long, and 6 power play goals. You sure he's playing on the fourth line? That don't sound like a fourth liner to me. He's getting 14 nights a minute. That's got to be at least a third line guy. That's like a third line guy, right? What's his contract? Tommy Novak contract. Well, so he's got a 3-year 10. He's got a cap hit of 3.5, and it expires 26-27. So you'd be paying. We'd have to overpay for him, because with the term, we need them to take half the salary. We need them to retain half the salary, or that would be the only player we could get. So you're going to have to pay them to retain all that salary. And now you're talking about paying a fourth line guy $3.5 million or 1.7. Glad he come back. Chopper says, I recommend using Puck Peter for contracts. Bowman Google. I hear you, Chopper. Puck Peter, to me, so far, I'm having a hard time getting used to it. It's very clunky. I have a hard time finding what I need. But this contract is accurate. This one is accurate. The Novak contract signed in March of 24. But yeah, it does give you some old information every once in a while. But they gave him $3.5 million. Can't pay a guy that much to be on our fourth line. Daniel Spring, Rosato. Let's see. I can't imagine what we would have to pay. Is it Sprong? Sprong, right? Yeah. He's Dutch. He's from the Netherlands. Let's see. Oh, he's going bald. No, we can't. He's got to shave his head. If this dude is going to be a Florida Panther, he has to shave his head. Can you get that? Oh man, come on. Yeah, we cannot have that, Rosato. He's got to shave his head. I'm sorry, but we can't be having that. He's going to be hanging out on the beach in South Florida. No, that's a no for me. He's only played 10 games this year. He only played 9 for Vancouver and then 10. Yeah, it doesn't sound. Metal says looks like Maurice. Chopper. That's what happens when there's nobody that lives with the dude that tells him, babe, you need to shave your head. It's time. That's what happens when the true love is so strong that the wife tells you, no, baby, it's okay. I still love you. Instead of shave your head. Right? That's what happens. That's it. It is what it is. That's where I would have kept. If I would have never shaved my head, that's my hairline. Chopper says, give my bro some hair replacements. Right? And hey, I feel bad for him, but it's like, you got to shave it, man. You got to shave that. You got to shave the head. You got to grow a full beard. He's got that hairline and a neck beard. It just, come on, man. You got to do better than that. Yeah. Axel says him, bald. Yeah. Him, Bennett, and Schmidt, the bald trio, right? Drew says, I'm right there. I get told I wear it well. No, you're not. You got more hair than that, Nick. When's the last? Send me a picture. You got more hair than that. Nick, trust me, you got more hair than that. That's not even his hairline. He's got that coming from the back and coming forward. That's not even his hairline. I'm looking at it now. That's like hair that's from here that he's got growing long and coming forward. That poor dude, man. Come on, man. He's got decent structure. Lose the neck beard, chisel that up a little bit, shave the head. You at least be a 4. Come on, man. I hate seeing guys walk around like that. You gotta do better. You got money, man. Make yourself look better. Come on. Craig says he's working for that Hims advertisement. Hey, Silva. Mackey's day to day. Mackey's day to day. So the way it sounds from what Maurice was saying is he'll miss the Ottawa game, and then he should be fine throughout the break. You know, he'll heal up over the break. Craig says all this criticism, he's a lock now. That's true. That's true. And the team will welcome him. Like, well, welcome to the Panthers. We've got this asshole YouTuber. Here's what he already said about you. Just get used to it. All right, Rosado, hold on. True, you say you got a big bald spot, permanent yarmulke. You got to shave that, man. You got to shave that. Dee just don't want other women looking at you. That's what she's telling you, baby. It's fine. It don't bother me. Yeah. Who am I looking at? Eli Tolovana? How do you spell that? Eeli. All right, let's see. Hey, you had it. Come on, Google. There we go. Oh, he's finished. He can come. Let's see. 25, 5'10". Hey, here we go. Okay. He's got 10 goals so far. He's 5'10", 180. Played for Nashville. Now he's playing for Seattle. Don't put him in the face-off circle. His face-off percentage career is 30%. So he's not taking any draws. Are those penalty minutes? No, those are shots. I don't want anybody that's going to be high in the penalties. He's all right. He 81 games last year, 24 penalty minutes. Time on ice. He must be a third liner. What's his contract? You say he has an awesome shot? Let's see. Let's look and see how much he's getting paid. We should look up his head. Oh, geez. Yikes. There's another guy with term. He's got a cap hit of 3.5, and he's signed through next season. So it's the same problem. He's a good player, but with that term, we're going to have to pay so much. We'd have to pay so much to get them to eat. Yeah, it's 3.4, 3.5, 3.475. So it's 3.5. So if they take half, it's too much. It's too much because now you're paying him all that money to be on the fourth line next year, right? And with that term, but we'd have to pay. Yeah, not going to be a thing. Yeah. iDog says we should just get exclusive rights to all the finished players. Hi, Alechka. How you doing? Yeah, where is Nick Bukestad? Now, that's a name I could get into. Let's see. I think he got paid, though. I think he's got a decent amount of, yeah. No, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It expires this year, and the cap hit's only 2.1. So if they ate half, it'd be like nothing. How is he still viable? I can't see that. Can't see that. Is he still I want stats. Why are you not giving me stats? I see, because I asked for the contract. So they're only giving me contracts. All right. God, he's so freaking tall, 6'6". I mean, he could maybe be like Lorenz on the fourth line last year. Maybe. He's got 5 goals, and I mean he had 22 goals with Arizona last year. Damn, he had a good year last year. He must be playing fourth line minutes now because his time on ice is only 12:51. I bet you that's fourth line minutes with the power play. Is he getting in power play or is that third line? Where's the power play goals? No, he's playing on a power play a little bit, maybe. Face-off percentage has gone down though, 47.4. Chopper says we absolutely would not repeat with Corey Perry on the team. Keep him away. Yeah, no Corey Perry. That's Trey's. That's Trey's dude. Kenneth, yeah, Detroit did that with the Russians in the 90s. I remember that. Yeah, that's right. Phil Kessel. Jeez. I think Achari's all right, Rosado. I don't think he's tearing it up, obviously. He'd be basically free, right? Because he's so old. He's 53 years old. He's the same age as I am. He's still got his hair, so that's good. I want to see the minutes he's playing because that's what's important. He's playing 13 and a quarter a night. He's got 4 goals. Faceoffs is 52. That really is a guy that would add some depth. He's not going to tear anything up. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, Phil Kessel owns the hot dog stand. No Corey Perry, exactly. So Achari's honestly, I wouldn't mind getting him because we're basically going to give up nothing for him, right? It would basically Pittsburgh would be doing him a favor by sending him to a team that could possibly win a cup. I'm sure that they would eat his salary. He's durable. He makes the he's good in the face-off circle. You can move him around if you had to, put him on the third line because of injuries or something. He's viable there. I kind of circled back to that with you, Rosado, because some of these other guys, what we're going to have to pay. Though I wouldn't mind. I mean, honestly, we could get Donato and Achari because Achari is going to be free. Achari would be like a 5th, maybe a 4th if they make us overpay. Olechka, that apparently, yes. Apparently, that was a Chucky goal. Yeah. Craig, I was thinking about that with Max and Mammon because I watched, I think I was watching one of my old videos or something, or a highlight video. I was watching something, and it was when we beat the Capitals. It was the game-winning goal when we beat the Capitals, and Mammon was there in the celebration. I think he went to Russia. Pretty sure he went to Russia, yeah. Great White says, what's the cap on contracts? You give Reinhardt $5 million a year. Yes, Silva, exactly. Absolutely. It's beautiful that Chucky is working his ass in front of the net again. Completely agreed. Miramax says John Marino and Nick Bukestad for a first. I don't want to give up any firsts. Although Bukestad, I mean, he would be, he's such a big guy, Bukestad, but he never really played all that big. You know what I mean? After the back injury, he just never really played like a big, tough, strong guy. He's had an okay career though. That's for sure. Marino is Marino even playing? Is Marino hurt? Nirmac, is he hurt? Because he's only got 12 games with Utah this year. He was a +2. He was playing 21 minutes a night, and that was it. Whereas he came, he must have come back. I see. So he has played recently. So he must have been injured to start the year. Huh. Is he a righty? Could he be an Ekblad replacement? He is a righty. But Ambukstad for a first? I guess if you're going to re-sign, if you're going to make Marino the Ekblad replacement, is that what you're thinking? Making him the Ekblad replacement? It doesn't give you a ton of offense. Mike Hoffman. Somebody had asked. Hold on, let me scroll up here. So Communist wants to know how much do I think Samuel and Bennett will sign with the team? I think we will keep them for sure. I think with Bennett, he probably wants 8, and we probably want to pay him 6, and I hope they just settle, because with Sam Miskevich and Bennett and Tkachuk, that line could just do some damage for a while. I think the thing with Bennett is going to be term, right? That's going to be the thing with him, because he plays such a hard style and he does tend to get hurt quite often, that, we may only want to give him 5-6 years maybe, and he'd probably looking for 8. Somebody would give him 8. No, we will not be trading Sam Bennett. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. Thank you, bud. All right. Great game last night. Is that Rats? I can't see it. No, Rhino. Yeah, Rhino. I like it. Thank you, Great White. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man. Marino has 2 more years at 4.4. Yeah, no, I didn't look at the contract. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're going to do it and see, but that's the problem with that, is that we can't do it now if they don't eat the salary. But they're not going to eat all that salary for 2 more years. You see what I mean? Something like that would have to be, if you wanted to make a deal for somebody like that, it's going to have to be in the summer, because they can't, if they retain whatever percentage of salary they retain this year, it applies to the rest of the contract. So can you imagine what we'd have to pay them to retain $2.2 million for the extra 2 years? They're gonna want Sachin or some shit like that. Oh, I don't want Dad off Rosado. We don't need that kind of player. Top 9 set. Kachuk says, I think we want to be strategic and not have $25 million on the top line. So what do we have? That's what we have, right? It's 10, 18. Yeah. I don't understand Kachuk. Oh, Kenneth. I read the comment before I saw who it was from. He said, we're paying Bennett 8 in the summer when Tavares contracts expire. I have news for you, Kenneth. We can afford to pay him 8. We can afford to pay him 8 now that the cap is going up that way. The reason we can afford to pay him 8 is by a guy by the name of Aaron Ekblad. And if we have to tell Ekblad you can only get 2 instead of 4, so Bennett can get 8, watch it happen. Let's go. Come at me, bro. You back off Sam Bennett. You back the hell off of Sam Bennett. You've done enough. Haven't you done enough? Huh? Hell no. Nearmax says we have 3.5 cap at the deadline. Also, we can waive a guy or 2 to make the cap work. Well, That's what we did with Adam Boquist. That's what we did with Adam Boquist. And we got to get 2 players out of that, at least, right? Kachukin says the truth is Eki would probably get 10 on another team. I don't know about that. But in terms of the cap space at the deadline, we got to spread it around a little bit. That's the only thing. Yeah, exactly. Olechka says Bennett is a Panther and will remain a Panther. No way, man. He can't go to Toronto. What's he going to do in Toronto? He wants to win cups. Huh? Who's going to be his Kachuk in Toronto? Olechka. Yeah. No. Plus taxes. But hey, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, brother. He says, how about now? No. Taxes wise, $8 million in Toronto. That's like we could give him a pay cut. If we pay him 6, no state tax, the 8 you guys would offer him would be kind of even, right? Rosado says, how do I feel about the Tampa Bay Lightning moving to Orlando and having a stadium right next to Aquatica? I don't see it happening. Yeah, Craig says Toronto beaches don't just hit the same as South Florida. I'd make that deal, Chopper. I'd make that deal. Well, look, the good news is that once what did I say? Did I say the Lightning? I must have read the Lightning. I read Tampa Bay Lightning. Now I thought you were cracking a joke. I didn't know what I said. Man, I don't have any thoughts on it, Rosado. I don't pay attention to baseball enough to have an opinion. You know what I mean? I honestly don't. Eki is a Panthers for life. All right, everybody. I gotta roll. Like I said, the members podcast. Yeah, you too, Kenneth. Love you, brother. If you're gonna take Bennett for 8, you can have Bennett for 8, but you have to pay Ekblad 12. You can have Bennett for 8, but you have to take Ekblad for 12. That's the deal. How many hat tricks have we scored this year? Great White. I think I've thrown the hat twice. I know I've thrown it twice. I don't think 3 times, but I think twice. All right, see you guys next time. Remember, no members pod. I'll have a members pod out tomorrow, hopefully with some good news. Thank you all for the super chats. Appreciate all the support. I'm going to see you mañana. We got a big weekend. I saw that, Kachukin. You're fired.